Welcome guys, Brandon here from Terminated Gaming, and once again we're back on World of Warships with another replay. And for those of you who haven't seen me play carriers and don't like seeing carriers, don't watch this video, because it's me playing a CV, and I am not that good at it. I'm going to preference this video by saying this is a replay, and so you're going to see some very wonky, radical stuff and all that. So yes, it is a replay bug. It's been a thing with World of Warships for as long as I can remember. Anyways, I'm in the Tier 8 USS Enterprise. This is a very rare carrier to see nowadays. It's no longer for sale. I don't think it's been for sale for a long time. It's a pretty unique carrier. It's arguably probably the best Tier 8 CV, I think, as some people would say. And as I was saying, there's that replay bug with the radical. You'll see me go after destroyers pretty regularly in my CVs. There's only two in this one. There's a Fubuki and a Benson. So we get one run off on the Benson for a little bit of damage. And yeah, so he's going to smoke up. He doesn't want me to come back. Anyways, Enterprise is a fairly powerful CV. It has a decent amount of planes. It's not as many as Kaga. Kaga has a large amount of planes. Stay tuned, you might see a Kaga game. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. We'll see. Well, maybe we'll see more CV games. But Enterprise has AP dive bombers, do 59, 58, 5900 max damage a bomb. There's 9 in a squadron, 3 attack flight. That's kind of consistent. It's going to be 3 attack flights. But its rocket planes have 12 planes in 3 plane attack squadrons. Here we're going after the Fubuki. We get a good hit on the first go around. I'm going to try to loop these over this mountain. As you can see, the video is replayed faster, and we get one hit on that, and this last one's going to be fairly ineffective. But the idea is we've forced him to smoke up, and he's wasted that smoke. But yeah, Enterprise has 12 attack planes per squadron. I believe it has 22 planes in total for attack squadrons. I'm not sure. I can't actually look that up right now, but just rest assured it has a good amount of planes. You're going to have a large amount of time of having planes in these matches, especially if you play as weirdly as I do. So we've only done 10,000 damage, but all to destroyers. We've spotted 9 targets, no real spotting damage. But now I'm taking my really slow torpedo bombers and attacking this Arizona. This first spread is led okayly. It could have been worse. We got 2 hits. Next time we spin right back around, we use our heel spin around, and we're going to launch 3. He's slowed down a little bit, I believe. So we get all 3 of those off, and once again only hit with 2. We had like 1 Timmy Torp. So I bring around the last 2 here. We cause flooding, take out his engine. He uses his damage con. If I was really smart, I would have waited here and maybe see if I could have got those again. But I'm going to launch another set of torpedo planes here again. This isn't a very good idea. I should have maybe switched planes around, use an alternative type. But the thing is I wanted to use one that causes constant damage, so torpedoes, flooding, and rocket planes with fire, because my dive bombers are AP, so they won't cause any of that. I like to cause an incapacitation, but we're going to launch these torpedoes. We won't even need the flooding, as we will just kill them with the torpedoes here. I recall those those planes and immediately head back out with attack planes, because as you can see, there's a Benson smoke screen that just appeared. He wasn't smoking up when I launched those. I noticed him, and then I decided, hey, I'll recall those and go after something else since I can't see him. So now finally switching over to the AP dive bombers, and I'm going to take them against this Irian. Main thing is I wanted to try to kill this Irian. I ended up having to come in on a really poor attack angle, which cost me a large amount of planes. But we're going to get these bombs off, and he dies right before the bombs land. And that was one of the nicer... even though I was going at the wrong angle, a lot of those bombs looked like they were going to impact. So now we're going to take out torpedoes again. There's another Arizona here that's pushed up, close into the cap circle, so I'm going to take these against him. Little did I know I was going to actually spot the Benson right here. So the Benson is going to help the Arizona with AA, but nothing I can do. That Benson's heading back into his smoke screen. But we're going to send some attack planes, torpedo planes against this Arizona. He's already in the middle of the turn. Meanwhile, we had torpedoes launched at us. We get one on the Arizona. We cause him to turn, though, in front of these deep waters. So he's going to take 2 deep water torpedoes here because of that turn. Anyways, we come back in. He's continuing that turn, so I'm going to launch these. I'm going to attempt to do a hammer drop. And by attempt, I mean attempt and utterly fail because I didn't spin around nearly fast enough. I was trying to get as many of these torpedoes off, keep these torpedo planes alive. So here I'm just launching willy-nilly torps at this point. Now I'm sending out my attack planes because I can see the Benson is now spotted. And pre-start the attack, he has his AA off, which was smart at this point. He left it off early, or left it on early. We get a couple hits. I mean, we're attacking a target that was not very good of an angle for us. That's actually the Arizona AA, not the Benson's AA. Get another 3 hits. I didn't let it fully aim. I'm rushing here, and you're going to see that as a pattern with me and my CBs, is I tend to rush into attacks before anything. This was a really poorly timed attack, but thankfully his AA is off, so he's not attacking these planes with his AA, so they get to come back around, and we're just going to let that expire, turn around, and attack him again. Main thing here is we've been keeping him lit this whole time, and so I'm waiting for him to smoke up, and there it is. I knew he was going to smoke up. I'm going to see if I can attack him again here before, because he's going too fast. Meanwhile, the Arizona did die there. We get 2 hits. I once again didn't let it fully aim. I was running out of time on my turn. I believe I'm going to pop a booster here so I can turn the hard turn. And I'm going to try to do a blind hit here. And as we'll see, I land 2 more. So we landed like a total of like 10 on him off of 4 runs, which is terrible. Take out the torp planes because he is in the smoke screen. Granted, my planes do get spotted here, so he should know they're coming. And I'm going to launch these ones into sort of his last known bearing because I figured he'd back up and turn. And I'm going to spin around. I'm actually going to try to use all of these against him in that smoke screen if I need to. But, spoiler alert, we won't need to because right there we clip him with that torpedo and kill him. I launched these anyways. Recall those flight, and I'm going to now launch dive bombers again because it's the one that I don't use the most. And I'm going to take these up against that Monarch. But I drop a fighter here for our destroyer because I don't want him to get attacked by the CV as much. CV counter drops a fighter, but nowhere near his Monarch. And then I end up having to come in at a really odd angle, so I burn that boost for no reason, having to come in at an odd angle against that Monarch. And so that was a waste. Now I'm going to come in with the torpedo planes. My fighters shoot down the Shikaku fighters. Or no, we shoot down the Shikaku dive bombers. His fighters are still up. Here I'm going to try to lead this Monarch, but the Monarch is going to go into a hard turn, so since the torpedoes are so slow, I'm going to turn and drop them. Try to angle them a little bit more in front of him. And right back at it with the AP dive bombers again, because why not? These AP dive bombers, you might not see me use them a lot, but don't sleep on them. They're actually pretty damn good. You don't overpen cruisers as much as you would think, and you can still get citadels on battleships, which is really nice. I'm once again going in at that angle that I don't really like going in against, that I canceled in a previous attack run with this and wasted my last engine boost. But we come in here, we lose about an entire run coming in against the Monarch. And I over-let him forward, so these are going to drop. I'm going to land 2 on his nose for full pens, which is really weird, not getting overpens. I'm going to see how many of these I can get off against him here, because he doesn't have any fighter cover. We're down to 2 planes, so I drop him quick to make sure I get both planes off. And we get a double citadel to kill him, but we had 4 bomb hits, which was crazy. Shoot down another 5 of the Shikaku planes. We're up to 22 planes shot down with just the fighters. And I'm going to take torpedo planes, as there are only 2 ships left. The enemy Shokaku, who has 4 kills, he's on his way to a Kraken. He's might pull on me and be 1 kill short from a Kraken, like always. And then the enemy Dallas, who's south of B. I originally was going to take my carrier up to C-cap and cap it, but I decided to turn around so that way I can quickly re-engage. Since the Dallas is going to be coming down this way, or he was last seen coming down this way, I figured it's better to swing my planes around, and then we see the Dallas is capping B. So I get 1 torpedo on that CV. I launch the attack planes, as it's one of the easiest ways to get a whole bunch of hits on a enemy CV, but we won't need to. The Hishang hits and kills the Shokaku. So at this point now, it's time to go hunting after a Dallas. 2 tiers lower cruiser, but still devastating AA cruiser if you're not careful. Newsflash, I am not careful. So here I'm going to try to get some attack planes off against him. We get 1 whole hit for no damage. And now it's time to use my tried and tested torpedoes, as they've been one of my main armament types this match. But of course, he is a cruiser. All he needs to do is dodge. I pop a heal here. You can notice his darker tracer fire. That means he's using his DFAA, and I withdraw that anyways before I lose more. Time to send in the AP dive bombers. I'm going to use myself as a target here, which is probably not the safest or smartest idea at all. And once again, here's my recklessness of playing CV. I just flew right through his flat cloud, gifted him a whole bunch of plane damage and potentially a whole bunch of kills. Dropped those way too early, miss them all with those, and right back to attack planes. I use attack planes too much, is what one of my CV mains in my clan has told me. And then overshoot the Dallas, and not knowing my wind-up time for my own planes well enough really put that as a damper there. Thankfully, this Dallas doesn't have torpedoes, or Dallas don't have torpedoes. We get 6 hits there. It's not. We're just barely chunking him, while he's gonna get to chunk us hard with AP once he gets around the corner. He's been firing AP at us this whole time. He's doing minimal damage there for a while. That salvo there gets 2 hits and a fire. Secondaries are opening up, but that doesn't mean much. There's his first real chunk, 10k off my health. And I'm trying to get the CV to turn leftwards here, so that way this fight does not prematurely end for me. Here we send out the AP dive bombers again, because I've missed him literally with every single time that I've used them. I've only hit 6 AP bombs this entire match, and as you can see, I still had a whole bunch of them too. It's one of my least used on the Enterprise plane types. I like using these mostly against larger targets. Get close in, we get 2 hits and 1 Citadel against them there. Timer is starting to expire. We're within a minute of winning this match. Try to spin these around, get some more hits off on this Dallas. Start the attack run early, because I'm going to let them completely come down here until I have to launch. Drop them there. Miss every single one. Time to go back to the tried and tested. I'm pretty sure at this point I was figuring I was going to die here to his gunfire salvos, but a bad salvo from him. I launch off the torpedo planes here, and I'm going to really cut the fine line there of launching them. But thankfully, as you can see, we finish off the Dallas to win the match. Anyways, we'll talk about what happened in that match. Of course, this is one of my first really successful games in CVs. As my account, I've never really played CVs all too much. And meanwhile, while I'm talking about this, there's some cool, maybe, screenshots of the action of this match. But yeah, this I'm not a CV main. I'm probably never going to be a CV main, but I don't mind playing a CV every once in a while now. And I have a newfound respect for some CV players that actually spend the time to get good at it. But, of course, me being a surface shift main, I obviously hate the guts of any CV main, just because they're so good at the game that they control the match really well. There we get 4 kills, and I'm not that well seasoned in CVs. I think I've played less than 100 battles in CVs in total. Anyways, we'll go on to the post-battle results here. That's enough of me just rambling on. So the first scorecard here, 104,667 damage off 16 torpedo hits, 8 bomb hits. We had 4 floodings, 2 fires, nothing too spectacular there. 37 rocket hits and 14 secondary battery hits. 8 of those bomb drops netted 3 citadels. We shot down 22 aircraft and spotted 13 targets. Not terrible, but the damage could have been higher. We did finish top of the team for our performance there with the 4 kills, 22 planes, 2,250 XP. The Hishang also 2125 and 90, who died fairly quick there midway through the match that I didn't point out. 1,800 base XP, so it was pretty fair. And shout out to the enemy Shokaku, who had 4 kills. He finished third on his team, but man, me and him both finishing with 4 kills. That shows you CVs kill, 1/3 of each team in that match. That's not every outcome, but that's how sometimes it feels, right? Detailed report. Most of our damage came against the Arizona Monarch Dallas, and then we spread it around between a couple other ships as well, with only 104,000 damage, 91,000 coming directly from aircraft ordnance, 4,000 from secondary batteries, and 8,000 from fire in floods. We destroyed 22 aircraft. You can see the breakdown of those aircraft, and we lost 81, about half of that being of the fighter variety, so hey, it's not much. We lost 14 attacks, 16 dive bombers, which was weird because basically I was losing every single one that I launched basically at that point, and 12 torpedo bombers. We also we spotted for only 65,000 damage, and 602,000 potential damage in a CV is not something you see every day. And then we also received 45,000 damage. Enterprise is a premium carrier, but really, who cares? You probably aren't playing it to make credits because it is a carrier, so a little bit more expensive on the service side. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If so, rating me much appreciated, and I'll catch you guys most definitely on the next one. Peace out.
Shut up and sit down.